Waves crash violently against jagged cliffs. Mist clings to the rocks like a warning veil. Rising from the storm-gray ocean is the silhouette of a lighthouse, ancient, abandoned, its windows dark hollows staring into eternity. For over a century, it has stood, lonely, silent, yet never truly empty. Locals call it the echoing lighthouse, a place where voices refuse to die. Some say if you stay here for 20 nights, the lighthouse will claim you. Tonight, we begin our first night. Cut to the team assembling at the shoreline. Alex, the skeptic adjusting his camera gear, muttering, "It's just an abandoned structure. Old stone makes noise, that's it. No phantoms here." Maya, the believer clutching a rosary charm, eyes scanning the tower, "You'll eat those words, Alex. Some places remember. They don't forget us, even when we forget them." Liam, the historian holding a weather-beaten folder of documents. The first record of this place dates back to 1871. The builder? Unknown. That's where the mystery begins. The crew boards a small boat. The sea is restless. The closer they get, the colder the air feels, as though the lighthouse exhales frost. When they finally step onto the rocks beneath the towering beacon, the narrator's voice guides the viewer. They say every echo is a memory. But whose memory are we walking into tonight? First discovery. Inside the entryway, Maya notices faint chalk marks on the wall, numbers, scratched in by trembling hands, 1, 2, 3, leading all the way up to 19. Then it stops. She whispers, "Someone was counting nights?" The first chill sets in. The next evening, the crew sits around a flickering lantern. Rain lashes the windows. Liam pulls out an artifact, a fragment of an old logbook he found in a maritime archive. Liam. This belonged to the last recorded keeper, Samuel Hargreaves. His entries stop abruptly in 1903. Listen to this. He reads aloud. Night 15, the walls hum again. I hear them whispering. They tell me to climb higher. My candle dies faster each night. I do not sleep. I count the echoes. The room is silent, except for the storm. Alex snorts. A lighthouse keeper alone for months? Of course, he cracked. Loneliness plays tricks. Echoes in the dark become ghosts in the mind. But even Alex shifts uncomfortably when the sound of 3 knocks echoes down the stairwell, perfectly spaced, deliberate. They freeze. Maya, whispering. We're not alone here. The camera follows as they ascend the winding staircase. On the second landing, they find a door swollen shut from the damp. When Alex forces it open, the beam of his flashlight reveals a chair facing the wall. Scratched into the plaster are dozens of human ear shapes, crudely drawn, overlapping. Why ears? Why so many? The answers remain hidden in the storm. Daylight brings no relief. The crew ventures outside to capture drone footage. Fog rolls in thick and fast, swallowing the audio begins to distort. The mic picks up faint voices, not identifiable words, but layered whispers, as though dozens of people speak at once, just out of sync. Alex, checking equipment. It's interference. Salt air, bad reception. Technical glitch. Maya, snapping back. Glitches don't call your name, Alex. On playback, they hear it clearly, a voice whispering, Elise. Alex turns pale. That night, they test a sound experiment. Liam explains. Liam. There are reports from locals. Fishermen said if you shout toward the lighthouse, your words come back, but changed. Maya stands on the cliff and calls into the fog. Who's here with us? A pause. Then, faint but unmistakable, the echo returns. With us, we are with you. The crew's faces drain of color. The echoing lighthouse does not return what you give it. It returns what it wants you to hear. On the fourth night, the team explores deeper. In the base of the tower, behind a rusted grate, they find a door sealed with iron rivets. Someone wanted this shut forever. Alex, testing it. It's welded. Industrial. This wasn't done by a keeper with basic tools. Liam shines his light on the floor near the door. Faded, but still visible, is a warning scrawled in blood-brown ink. Do not break the cycle. 20 nights. No more. The team debates whether to return with cutting tools. Alex insists they should, calling it the heart of the mystery. Maya argues it's a prison, not a treasure. Tension grows between them. That night, as they sleep in shifts, the sound of footsteps circles the room. Heavy, deliberate. When Alex checks the hallway, no one is there. Yet his camera captures a fleeting shadow, tall and distorted, vanishing into the stone. By the fifth night, exhaustion sets in. The crew's nerves fray. Liam, who has been cataloging every oddity, becomes withdrawn. He clutches the keeper's journal fragment, muttering about patterns and cycles. During dinner, Maya notices he hasn't spoken for hours.
Maya.
Liam, you okay? He looks up slowly. His voice is not his own, lower, strained. 15, 16, 17. The others stare. Alex, shaking him. Snap out of it. Liam blinks, confused, claiming he doesn't remember saying anything. Later that night, Liam disappears. His bedroll is empty. His notebook lies open, a single phrase scrawled across the page. The echoes wanted me. The crew rushes through the lighthouse, calling his name. Their flashlights catch glimpses of movement, shadows darting just out of reach. At the very top, by the lantern room, they find his boot, torn clean in half, as though pulled by immense force. But no Liam. The echoing lighthouse has taken its first. Only 15 nights remain. The lantern swings wildly as Alex and Maya tear through the narrow spiral staircase, shouting Liam's name. The storm outside hammers the tower, wind howling through broken windows like screams. Maya, yelling, Liam, answer me, please. Alex, still trying to rationalize, mutters under his breath. He couldn't have just vanished. He's hiding. Maybe fell, maybe. The lantern room. Empty. Just Liam's torn boot and the echo of waves below. Back in the main chamber, Maya demands they leave.
Maya.
We can't stay. Whatever this is, it wants us. We've lost Liam already. That's enough proof.
Alex.
Proof of what? That he panicked and ran? Or that you want this to be ghosts so badly you're ignoring logic? But then, through the static of the audio recorder, Liam's voice whispers faintly. Don't follow me. The team freezes. They had come seeking answers. Now, they were part of the question. The following day, Alex sets up microphones along the lighthouse's interior, determined to prove the voices are just acoustics. He explains on camera.
Alex.
Old stone, hollow chambers, waves hitting at the right angle. It's resonance. The sound bounces and overlaps, making phantom voices. That's all this is. Hours pass. The crew sits in silence, listening. The mics record faint whispers, too faint to decipher. Then, one by one, the voices grow louder. Clearer.
Leave. Leave.
Leave. Maya covers her ears. They don't want us here. But Alex insists it's staged. He replays the audio again. This time, the words change. Stay.
Stay.
Stay. Maya's eyes widen. It's responding. It knows we're listening. The walls themselves seem to vibrate. Dust rains down from the ceiling. The final recording that night plays back something that chills even Alex, his own voice. I don't believe in any of this. But he hadn't spoken those words into the recorder. The echoing lighthouse had found a new voice to mimic. Exploring higher levels, Maya and Alex stumble into a strange chamber. Small, circular, with shattered glass fragments covering the walls. The shards reflect their lantern light, scattering ghostly images across the room. In the center sits a cracked mirror, mounted on a stand. Scratched into its surface is a phrase. See yourself as we see you. Maya leans closer. The reflection is warped, but what horrifies her isn't the distortion. In the mirror, she sees 4 people standing behind them. Maya, panicked. Alex, do you see that? Alex stares. His reflection shows only the 2 of them. There's nothing there, Maya. Nothing. But as Maya raises the camera, the lens captures it, shadowy figures, blurred but human-shaped, lingering just behind. When she whirls around, nothing. The lighthouse does not simply echo sound. It reflects presence. It reveals what should not be seen. That night, Maya dreams of the mirror. In her sleep, she mutters, "They're watching us, waiting for their turn." With Liam gone and paranoia mounting, the crew focuses on the sealed iron door at the base of the lighthouse. Alex brings tools to pry it open.
Maya.
"We shouldn't do this." The warning wasn't just words. It was a command.
Alex.
Or it's bait. Whoever sealed this wanted to keep people scared, keep them away. I'm not buying into superstition. Hours of grinding and hammering later, the rivets snap loose. The door creaks open with a groan that reverberates through the entire structure. Behind it lies a spiral stair, descending into darkness. The air is colder. The stone walls drip with condensation. At the bottom, they find a chamber lined with rusted machines, gears, dials, and a massive brass horn fixed into the wall, like an organ pipe for giants. Liam's notebook is there. Pages scattered across the floor. His handwriting trails off mid-sentence. The machine, it listens. It repeats. The last line ends in a long, jagged scratch. For the first time, the legend of the lighthouse seemed less like folklore, and more like engineering. The descent begins to unravel them. Maya insists they stop filming. Alex refuses. The footage becomes shaky, arguments spilling onto the mic. That night, as Maya keeps watch, she hears footsteps again. She wakes Alex. Together they follow the sound down to the machine chamber. The brass horn is humming. Faint at first, then louder, until it rattles their bones. Suddenly, a spray of blood appears across the wall, fresh, dripping. No source. No wound on either of them. The machines grind to life, gears screeching as though something unseen is inside them. Maya screams.
Maya.
"It's feeding on us. Every word, every step, it's collecting us." Alex, though pale, keeps filming. Through the horn, Liam's voice erupts, agonized, desperate. "Get out! Before it!" The message cuts into static. Realizing for the first time that the lighthouse is not haunted, it is alive. The echoes no longer belong to the past. They belong to us. The crew, rattled by blood that appeared from nowhere, decides to scour the machine chamber more carefully. Alex films every inch, while Maya clutches her charm like a lifeline. Against the far wall, behind a corroded pipe, Maya pries loose a tin box sealed with wax. Inside, a bundle of brittle journals bound in leather. The handwriting is spidery, uneven, sometimes smudged as though written in a panic. Maya, reading. "The machine does not warn ships. It warns the world. We built it to contain the voices, but they multiply. Sound is not sound in this place. It is memory, alive, relentless. The echoes will not stop. They want hosts. The entries are signed with initials, e.g.
Alex.
So this was never just a lighthouse. It was an experiment. The myth of the lonely keeper was a lie. This place was no beacon, it was a prison of sound. But the journal ends mid-entry, as though the author vanished before finishing. Maya, softly. Who was E.G.? The next day, Liam's absence gnaws at them. Maya insists they search for more clues upstairs. In a locked drawer inside the lantern room, they discover rolled blueprints, brittle and yellowed. Unfurling them reveals a cross-section of the lighthouse unlike anything they expected. The spiral stairs, the rooms, they're secondary. What dominates the drawing is the machine, spanning deep underground, its pipes and chambers stretching like roots into the bedrock. At the center, a massive tuning fork symbol. Alex, astonished. This isn't architecture. It's engineering. The entire building is an instrument.
Maya.
An instrument for what? Alex runs his fingers over the annotations. The notes describe frequencies, sustained resonance, and psychic retention. He swallows hard. They weren't guiding ships. They were recording us. That night, as wind shakes the glass, Maya reads deeper into the journals. One passage stands out. Night 20. He has done it. He fed himself to the sound. His voice now lives within the echo, and the walls are full of him. He waits for us when we speak. He listens from behind the silence. Suddenly, The recorder beside them crackles. A low, distorted voice emerges, layered over static. I wait still. Both freeze. Maya, trembling. That wasn't playback, Alex. That was live. Alex checks the recorder. No files, no loop. Just raw sound. Then, the voice speaks again, this time in a warped version of Alex's own tone. You will join me. Maya drops the journal. The lighthouse had ceased to echo the past. It was now speaking to the present. The crew digs further into the archives scattered in the base chamber. Among rusted crates and damp papers, they uncover a manifesto, stamped with the seal of an obscure 19th century group calling themselves the Harmonic Order. The document reveals the truth. We discovered that thought is vibration. Memory is frequency. With the proper resonance, one may extract and preserve the very essence of the human mind. The lighthouse shall serve as our vessel, its light replaced with sound eternal. Maya's voice cracks as she reads. They built this to trap people? To steal their minds. Alex, grimly. Not steal. Store. They wanted immortality, echoes that would never fade. The manifesto ends with chilling certainty. When the cycle completes, the order will awaken again. The legend of the lighthouse was never about sailors lost at sea. It was about the living, desperate to escape death, no matter the cost. The crew in near silence, exhaustion etched into their faces. The machine chamber hums with a low vibration. Dust shakes loose from the ceiling. The brass horn trembles, as though something inside stirs. Suddenly, the gears lurch forward. Lights, faint, pale blue, flicker along glass tubes embedded in the wall. The air tastes metallic, sharp. From the horn, a chorus of voices erupts. Liam's voice among them. The keeper Samuel's. Dozens, maybe hundreds more, overlapping, crying out, whispering secrets. Maya screams into the noise. What do you want from us? The voices fall silent. Then, in unison, completion. The chamber shakes violently. Alex drops the camera. It captures him clutching his ears, blood trickling. Maya drags him out before the machines collapse inward, the horn echoing one last time. 15. 16. 17. The lighthouse was no longer dormant. The cycle had resumed, and this time, it had their names. The 16th night begins with silence more suffocating than noise. The crew barely speaks. Their faces are pale, lips cracked from the salt air, eyes darting at every creak. Alex sets up the camera in the main chamber. We're running out of options, he says, his voice fraying. If the machine is awake, then maybe we can shut it down. Maya, clutching the rosary tighter than ever, shakes her head. Shut it down? That thing is alive. It's not gears and pipes anymore, it's feeding on us. The tension snaps. Alex, you wanted this. You came here to prove ghosts exist, and now you're thrilled because you finally got your proof, even if it kills us. Maya, furious. Don't you dare. I didn't drag us here. You did, with your cameras and your arrogance. Always filming, never listening. Liam is gone because you wouldn't listen. A crash interrupts them. From above, something heavy slams against the stairs, metallic and rhythmic. Their greatest threat was no longer just the echoes. It was themselves, unraveling faster than the walls around them. That night, while Alex reviews footage, Maya wanders the stairwell with a journal clutched to her chest. The lantern flickers. Shadows bend unnaturally, stretching upward against the wall. She whispers, Samuel, Liam, anyone. From the landing above, a figure appears, a man in a tattered keeper's coat, face hidden in shadow. Maya, hushed, terrified. Samuel Hargreaves. The figure tilts its head, jerks unnaturally, and whispers in Liam's voice. Maya, leave. Her lantern sputters out. When Alex finds her moments later, she's collapsed on the floor, shaking. Maya. It wore his face, Alex. It wore Liam's voice. Alex doesn't argue this time. For the first time, fear has hollowed out his skepticism. The echoes no longer borrowed sounds. They now borrowed bodies. On the 18th night, Alex discovers something disturbing in the machine chamber. Among the humming pipes, one gauge glows faintly, not with old dust, but with fresh light. He leans closer. Numbers tick upward, then downward. A date flickers across the cracked display. September 1st, 2025. Alex, stammering. Maya, this isn't from the past. It's from now. From us. The realization hits. The machine isn't just replaying memories. It's recording them, projecting them forward, into futures not yet lived. Maya flips frantically through the journal. One line, half-burned, stops her breath. The cycle is self-sustaining. Each host is the seed for the next. The lighthouse does not echo back, it echoes forward. Suddenly, the horn roars. They hear their own voices screaming, panicked, desperate cries neither of them has spoken yet. For the first time, the echoing lighthouse revealed its true power. It was not memory, but prophecy. The 19th night is chaos. Storms batter the tower, lightning illuminating the lantern room in violent flashes. The crew ascends to the top, believing height will give them answers, or escape. Instead, they find themselves trapped. The heavy iron door slams shut behind them with a force that rattles the glass panes. The beacon, long dead, flickers to life. Not with light, but with pulsing waves of sound, visible in the air like heat shimmer. The journals scatter across the floor, pages whipping in the wind. Alex grabs one, shouting over the thunder. He didn't build a lighthouse, he built a prison. And now it's locked on us. The horn below bellows again. This time, the voice is unmistakable. It's the narrator's voice, your voice. Distorted, mechanical, reverberating through the structure. Welcome, new hosts. Your cycle begins. Maya clutches Alex's arm. Her face drains of color. It's us. It was always us. The final echo, we found the answer, and it's not what we expected. The finale begins with a rapid-fire montage of every terrifying moment. Liam's disappearance, the mirror room, the machine awakening, the journal warnings. The music thrums like a heartbeat. Inside the lantern room, Alex films a trembling Maya as she reads the final journal entry aloud. I have given myself to the machine. I will become the echo. I will be everywhere and nowhere. The cycle is eternal. Whoever enters here joins me. The sound outside crescendos, waves, thunder, voices all blending into one deafening roar. The revelation. The camera swings toward the equipment. The timestamp flickers wildly, date spiraling forward beyond 2025, into years not yet reached. Alex realizes, breathless. It's been showing us the future. We've been walking into something already written. Maya sobs, whispering. We were never here to solve the mystery. We were here to repeat it. The machines ignite. The horn bellows one final time, this time in perfect synchronization with the narrator's voice, distorted into something inhuman. The cycle is complete. The echo is truth. The screen fractures into static. The final shot, the lighthouse from a distance, pulsing with a faint, rhythmic light. Fade to black. Text overlay. What happens when the echo becomes the truth? A chilling line of static-filled audio bleeds in. They are coming. And so ends our 20th night. Or perhaps, it only begins again. The end.